What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, thanks for joining us today. So today I would like to get into Enzo Lopes and just kind of talk about where he's at, where he's been, and where he might be going. I am pretty concerned about where he could be going, or if he's even going to be able to return to racing. And I've been pretty vocal about those concerns throughout the season. If you guys have been following the channel for any amount of time, you've probably seen an Enzo Lopes video come out of here before. I'm not some sort of huge Enzo Lopes fan, but I just see so many riders fade off into the distance in our sport and just get forgotten about. And I just really don't think it's fair. And I see that happening to Enzo right now. And I would just like to draw some attention to what he has going on in his life and kind of tell his story, because I just don't think it's fair that these riders are forgotten about so easily. So the first thing we got to do to really understand where Enzo Lopes could be heading right now is just look at his past to kind of paint the picture of what the future might look like. So looking back at last season, 2023, he was able to get 4th overall in the Supercross standings. He had a few pretty good rides, some good heat races, as well as multiple 4th place finishes in the 250 West Division. He then went on to race World Supercross, where he didn't necessarily put together an ultimately great season. However, we did see the grit that he does carry when he ended up dislocating his shoulder and then still racing that same night and doing relatively well given the circumstances surrounding his shoulder. Now, the reason I am voicing these concerns and the reason I am so concerned about Enzo is because, if you guys didn't know, he ended up leaving his ride with Club MX at the last minute, essentially burning his bridge to go try for a factory ride with Star Yamaha Racing, which is understandable because that is arguably the best bike and the best team in the 250 class. But in doing so, he did burn the bridge with the team that had gotten him this far. So it sounds like he already had a signed contract with Club MX that he had to back out of in order to get a Supercross only deal with Star Yamaha Racing. And now we are obviously at the conclusion of Supercross, and we are yet to see Enzo Lopes hit the track. So that right there is already some cause for concern. However, if you've been following Enzo on social media at all, he has been relatively quiet. He's even taken down some of his posts saying that he hopes to be back soon and things like that, as obviously he did not end up coming back soon. However, on some of his more recent stories, we do see him riding a Yamaha, which looks to be a Star Yamaha, and potentially doing some motocross prep. But that's still pretty concerning for me, because even if he did manage to do some sort of a bonus-only deal with Star Yamaha to go racing in pro motocross, I'm still pretty concerned because last season he didn't race any motocross. He went to World Supercross with the Club MX team. And if you look back at his last pro motocross effort, which was in 2022 in Redbud, he ended up going 15-18 for 16th overall, which is not the kind of ride that's going to inspire people to want to have you on their team. Now, obviously, we did see an uptick in Enzo's performance in the 2023 season as far as his Supercross performance goes compared to his 2022 performance. So arguably, he would probably be able to do better in pro motocross now than he did back then. However, I'm also concerned about that, because the thing with that is the reason he hasn't been able to compete this whole season is because he went in for an arm pump surgery, which a lot of his other teammates did as well. But it sounds like it messed up his arms, and pretty much he can't hold on to the bike. He has a hard time just doing simple things like twisting the throttle or, like I said, holding onto the bike. He even mentioned that he wasn't able to even start his bike with the electric start. So that just gives you some insight into exactly how bad he was feeling. Obviously, he kept trying to come back for Supercross. Not that he ever made it to a Supercross, but he kept saying he should be back, and he never came back. So I'm concerned that he has permanent damage to his arms. We do see that he's riding in some capacity, but how well he can really ride 2 30-minute motos remains to be seen. We never have seen him do that, at least in AMA motocross. So I'm pretty concerned as far as if he can secure himself any type of ride for next season. I would really hate to see him go out like that, as he kind of risked it all just to get to the United States, and then he risked it all again just to go and try to get on a factory ride. So it would be a really sad ending to his story. I don't think he's done. He's obviously still trying to get out there, but you can only do so much if your body is not physically letting you do what you need it to. I have to wonder how sustainable it would be for him to stay here in the States if he's not racing and just trying to come back to racing, if he doesn't have the support of a team like Club MX or Star Racing, as he's from Brazil, so his family and all his friends and whatnot, for the most part, are over there. So I don't know that he could just go crash at his parents' house while he sorts things out, if you know what I'm saying. So anyways, I'm concerned about Enzo Lopes. I hope he's doing well. I would love to see him back in pro motocross this season. I'm not sure that he would fare well in motocross, but at least if we could see him back out there on the bike and getting things moving, hopefully he can come back for 2025 Supercross and put in some good results like we know he's capable of. But I just wanted to come in here and just highlight Enzo Lopes and the struggles he is going through. Hopefully he's at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully there's a light and not a bunch of darkness. But Enzo, we're thinking about you. We wish you all the best, and we hope to see you out there soon. With that being said, that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. I just wanted to highlight some of the struggles of the sport and see where these guys are at. Just kind of show you what they're going through and help them not be forgotten. If you guys enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't already. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.